So Lisa says, how important is it to have a generic name as I'm starting? Uh, I'm wondering what you mean, Lisa, by generic name. If you're up for talking, would love to ask you a couple questions about that, because I would say you want to have a good name. You want to have a quality name. I don't know if you'd seek to have a generic name, but if you can't come up with a good name that you feel really confident with, I think it's more important to get going, get started, get a name out there, and start moving. I've seen people get stuck for months that don't have a name. And Lisa, I'm happy to, I think that was Lisa. I hid the question after you answered it. Let's see. Yeah, that was Lisa. Lisa, I'm happy to brainstorm with you if you're stuck on your name. So if you want to raise your hand, then I can allow you to talk. All right, I'm going to allow you to talk.
Hi, Joe.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Well, tell me a little bit about being stuck on the name.
I think it's a couple things, and I guess it's actually a little bit complicated. So I started private practice, but I have kind of a shared space within a practice who I think that the psychologist who has the lease on the space, her vision for her own practice has kind of evolved.
Okay.
Into building a bit of a group practice, but the way she has it set up is everybody is independent. I've planned on doing this on my own for quite some time now and have kind of, I guess, started back in December. So I have some names in mind. I get stuck when I ask anybody their opinions on them.
Okay.
And so right now I have generic Lisa Thompson Counseling, which I actually don't want.
Yeah. And
But
I
I
would
get
highly suggest against, let me just tell you real quick why. When you have it be your name, as you grow, everyone wants to see you because your name's in the name. And also, it's a lot harder to sell it if you ever want to sell the practice. So I would definitely agree with you that having your name be the name of the practice, I'd move away from that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And then how important is the specific name in throwing ideas out there?
Yeah, I mean, I think that if you plan to stick with it, I think it's important to try to have something that really kind of shortcuts who you are as a clinician. Oh, hold on. Am I still here? I had a
Yeah.
weird pop-up. Okay. I had a pop-up saying I was logged out. so,
Oh,
um, I think it's really important because your name is meant to be kind of a shortcut to your services. And so
right.
when you think about a name like Apple, they've built their branding around, Apple, which has nothing to do with a computer. But when you think about restorative counseling or something that has a name, it really shows what they value. And so a name has the potential to help kind of speed up people's view of who you are as a practice without having to kind of work through it all. Now there's
Right.
the side of showing kind of what's the outcome of counseling or what's like the values you have as your name. And then there's also a perspective of just having something that's unique and memorable. So for example, there's Little Red Telescope Counseling out in, I want to say, Portland or Seattle, somewhere out there. And he used to have this little red telescope, would look up at the stars and talks about how he still has that sense of wonder and curiosity. Or there's
Right.
another guy I know who has Blue Boat Counseling. And he had a blue boat as a kid, and like there's a similar kind of connection. And so those are names that people just remember. And the branding and logo for it is really easy too. And so I would start to just brainstorm. Have you been through the Teachable How to Name a Practice course that I put together yet?
I haven't been through that one yet.
Okay,
No.
I would definitely go through that. So that's one of the very first ones. I want to say there's 3 or 5 videos taking you through the exercises on how to name a practice. That's going to be super helpful for you.
Okay. Perfect. Thank
Cool.
you.
All right.